Alright, here we are with our cracked bucket of eggshells. When we use eggs in the kitchen, they get thrown up into this little plastic container, kind of crush them down in there. We've been doing this for a while now, and typically we then throw them into the compost bin, which is what you can see here. But unfortunately, when you dig around in there, the eggshells just don't get broke down like you would hope they would. They remain, no matter how long they're in there, pretty much the same, pretty solid. So I needed a way to make them more available to the worms and the black soldier flies, whatever's in here, to turn this bucket of what other people may call trash into something good. So that's what we're going to cover here next. Alright, now we got our eggshells, and the way we're going to turn these into something usable is with a old school grinder. It has an adjustment on it here for the pressure that's put on the plate for the grinding mechanism, and it's got the little hopper there, and as you feed the hopper and turn the handle, it turns the auger that pushes it through to the grinding plate. Seems to work pretty good. I like it because it's just simple. And then what you after you put the shells in top, I got a little 2x2 chunk of wood I used to push down in there to keep everything fed to the auger. Falls down onto this plastic tray, and then when you're done, we get a whole big bucket of finely ground, or whatever the texture is you want, full of shells that are ready to be put in the garden in your soil for the plants to take it back up, and you're ready to go. Alright, let's grind some eggshells. Alright, we got our bucket of shells here. We'll throw some down in the hopper. Kind of hard to do with one hand here, but we'll figure it out. And crush them down in here, and then as you start to turn it, it'll pull them through, and it'll drop them into the discharge plate, which is here, and then it spills out and drops in. I'll put the camera on the tripod and show it in action. Alright, we got some dumped in the hopper here, and then as we start to turn, you just push down on them to get them pushed to the auger. And then you can see down a little lower here, as you're grinding that, you put that little pressure with the stick, and the powder drops out. dropping down into the pan. And that's how you take eggshells and not waste them. Grind them up, turn them into something small and usable, and good for the garden and the earth. Now what I've done is poured the crumbs from the first grind. The bucket's empty now, or the pan. Put them back up in here. You see that's still, that's pretty fine for sure. But if you're to want to make it even finer, turn it more to a dust, you can adjust your tension here, which puts more pressure on that plate right there against that, and then you'll end up with a, let me tighten it up a bit, you'll end up with a finer dust. Something probably more readily taken up by the plants. So it doesn't take very long at all, just a couple of minutes to grind up a whole bunch of this stuff. And grind it down again, you know, one step further, make it more available for the plants, and you're good to go. Alright, I took the plate off the bottom just to show you how it looks coming right off the face of the grinder. It ain't quite baby powder, but it's, you know, it's definitely fine dust. Definitely good stuff. And it does take a lot more oomph per se to push that next set through on the finer grind. It takes a little more effort for sure, but well worth it in the end.